So this is a Swift Conqueror 645. I'm just going to take you around the van and show you how it works. When you're here on site, we'll show you how the hookup procedure at the front of the van works, and we'll go through that in a video. We also have a separate video for that. Just need to grab the keys for the front locker. So I can show you in the front locker. The front locker essentially has got your gas bottles in it, or will be where your gas bottles, etc. are stored when you put them into the van. So let's open up the front locker. So you can see in that. Now if you've got a part exchange, these sort of things will be transferred off your old van. This particular van has got 2 gas bottles in the front already. It has got a water tank in there as well, and it's got a spare wheel in the front, and also a leg one down the front. This van hasn't been cleaned yet, just so you're aware. We're still waiting for that to be done in the morning. All the heating vent on the side of the van is for the heating system. I'll run you through the control panel for that inside of the van, but essentially this is the same as a gas flue on the Truma heating systems. Next locker along is an external barbecue point. We have had to do a repair on there, so it's now been held in place. Next up, you've got the fill for the direct tank, so that is direct to the onboard water tank of the van, and the one below is direct to tap. So if you're going to fill the onboard water tank, you'd need to use the top one, and if you're going to go direct to tap through the old heating system, you'd use the bottom one. Next along is the battery locker with your mains power lead. As you can see, we're connected up on site here over to a power connection over there, and also in there you've got your motor mover power switch, which we'll demonstrate on site here in person. Motor mover and wheel nuts, we demonstrate the motor mover and tighten the wheel nuts while you're here on site. Then down the side of the van you have your grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van, and your toilet flush tank, so 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then the bottom you have the standard style toilet cassette, which takes 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. To release it from the van, you pull the handle up here and you pull it towards you. You've got your neck here for emptying the waste out with, and on the back, that little orange button you see there is pressure relief essentially, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van, you have got your wind down legs. They're not down, they are down at the moment, but they're on the back of the van. You have got your 2 leg winders down the front as well on either side. Then got another barbecue gas point on this side of the van, storage locker for underneath the bed, and then a 3-pin plug, so you've got power out to your awning if you have an awning. Fridge vents for getting the hot air away from the back of the fridge. The top one will blow out some warm air and the bottom will take up some cool air. Then you've got a storage locker for underneath the bed in the rear of the van. Coming inside the van, first thing you're going to do is when you've got power connected is come to the control panel above the door. You're going to hit the power button here, and that will make the power live inside the van. As you can see, we've got power coming from the power post to the caravan. If you're connected to the car, you'd have an orange dot on the car and a green light on the caravan as well. Leisure battery showing 14 volts here. Connected to the car, it will show the vehicle battery level on this side. Now when you've got the pump connected to the fill tank to the onboard water tank, you'd press fill tank, and that would start pumping the water through to that main onboard tank, and you'd see the water level going up here. It will cut off automatically. If you want to use the normal water system, you bleed it in the normal way. You'd open all the taps up on the hot side, and with the yellow valve shut underneath the seat, which I'll show you in a moment, you'll hit the water pump here, and that will fill the onboard water system. The yellow valve for draining down, you've actually got 2 in this particular van because of the way the water system works. You've got one here and one here. You would need to open both of these up to drain the system down. On the door here, as you can see, you've got a little list of how to work the external supply. So the external supply is the one from the aqua roll. The internal tank is the onboard tank, which is just here behind the pump. So if you want to run from the internal supply or the onboard tank, you'd have the valve in the position it is now. And if you want to run from the external supply, so the aqua roll, you'd run the valve in this position here. To drain down the water system, you would need to have it in this position, then open up both of the yellow valves. But either which way you're filling the water system, you would need to have the taps open on the hot side to bleed the water system down. As you can see, or to bleed the water system. As you can see at the moment, there's water in the system, so the system is full. Once you've got water all the way through the van, you can come to the control panel on here. As you see, it's 42.5 degrees in here at the moment, so if you're struggling a little bit, I do apologise. You've got power coming into the van here. It's telling you below the temperature of the van internally, then your time and day at the bottom. So go into your menu, you hit menu to control the internal temperature of the caravan. You go up or down at the top here. So turn that all the way down for now. Don't fancy that coming on at that temperature. With your hot water system, it will warm up automatically on, so it will start warming up automatically the water once it's full, and then if you want to boost it, you need to hit the button here so it turns the water heater back on, or so it boosts the system. Depending on what site you're on, you'll have 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of power coming into the caravan. Here on site we can only run 1 kilowatt, so that is what we'd set it to here on site. The way to find out the power source you need to use is ask the site you are visiting, and they in the office there, and they will be able to tell you the power source to use. If you want to use gas, it's very simple to do. You have the gas bottle in the front, hit the on button and it will self-ignite on gas. In here you've got some advanced settings that we do advise you read the manuals for. Microwave and cooker, very much similar to your household items. In the instruction manual, I imagine there's a instruction manual of how to use the microwave. But the cooker itself, the electric ring is the only thing that won't work if you haven't got a 240 supply. The rest of the cooker and hob, etc. will work on gas. The fridge itself, very easy to use. You've got power on. As you can see at the moment, it's trying to use mains as the power source. We are connected to mains, so it will start chilling the fridge. To control the temperature of the fridge, you'll use the button just here. And to control the temperature of the freezer at the top, you'll press the button just here. And again, you'll use the thermometer button once this is lit up to control the freezer temperature. If you want to use gas, it will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite, it will flash the blue light here and the red warning light just here. And again, you control the temperature on the fridge or the freezer box on the button just here. If you're towing down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you'll hit the 12-volt battery symbol here, and that will work as a cool box at that point. To turn the fridge off, you can press the button on the left-hand side. The bed lifts up for storage underneath of it. Very simple to do. Pull up the end of it and that will lift up the storage for underneath the bed. And again, you can access that from the locker on the outside. And the last thing on this particular caravan we're going to go to is the flush system on the toilet. So you've got an electric flush, and then you've got your grey waste flap at the bottom, which you need to push across to allow the waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. If you have any further questions on this caravan, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll do all we can to assist you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.